So welcome, everyone. Welcome to VWMO 25, our second week and our session for today. And I'm really excited to have you with us, Renee, Brock, and everyone else who's here with us. And we're looking forward to this because this is such an important topic. So take it away.
Yay, thank you very much. Thank you, Nellie. Thank you for everyone joining us here. Oh, great. Thank you. Welcome. So what we're doing, we're going to talk about today is something that we're dealing with already. So thank you guys so much for embracing difficulties and mistakes and issues, and we'll get on with the show. So I'm going to be using my speakeasy to do the script with my slides and hopefully advance my slides at the same time. So thank you for giving me a chance to try to do everything all at the same time. The little box, if you're in World, has some stuff in it as well. And if you get lost, please ask someone to offer you a teleport to the location because we'll be moving around so you can see some components of my students' work. So you're in the right place. This is Go Ahead, Accept Failure, Fall Forward, and Fly by Renee, Emiko, Brock, otherwise known as Zinnia, Zauber. And so I'm gonna zoom in here so you can see the slides. And I'm trying to keep an eye on our Zoom chat too, so please feel free to jump in there too. So hi there, I'm Renee, Emiko, Brock, Zinnia, Zauber. I'm an artist, instructor, and superhero. And this should be a little different. Thank you to the Virtual Worlds MOOC team for making this educational event possible. So in 2020, I had the honor of becoming Virtual World's Best Practices Education Thinker Award recipient and have had the opportunity to work with the MOOC for, I think, 10 years now, which is really awesome. I'm really grateful for any of these opportunities I have and the recognition for the work that I do with my students. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'm going to grab that link and put it in the Zoom chat too. There you go. So I teach multimedia communications and art at Peninsula College on the Olympic Peninsula in Washington. And I teach courses online on campus. And of course, I teach in second line. We are a very remote school. And then here's a link to our program. Okay. You can see my slides. Can you guys see the slides okay in Zoom? Should I get a little closer? Okay. And let me so good. Super. Okay. So be bold, brave, and bold. This is my theme for the school year. Oops, wrong click. Okay, so Ford Prefect shares that in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, he states, there is an art to flying, or rather a knack. The knack lies in learning how to throw yourself to the ground and miss. Clearly, it is the second part, the missing, that presents the difficulties. So I have my students read the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in their first class with me. Cherry blossoms are a symbol of potential in my art, as I was born in Japan during this fleeting peak. Missing the ground. To evolve, learn, and improve, one needs to be resilient to the changes around them and within themselves. By integrating Japanese philosophy, concepts, and aesthetics into virtual learning, students see failure as a form of learning, and they embody adaptation and accept that they will transform and rise above the challenges. I do want to encourage that because I'm trying to pay attention to chat and Zoom and in World, that you're welcome to pipe in as I go, and I'm easily distracted. So for my 17th Res Day, as tradition, I bought myself a new secure tree in the honor of my birthday. And I always try to find some new trees all the time. Teaching and creating transformational multimedia, digital storytelling, and art has been a very personal and ego-crushing aspect. Now, don't you guys find that when we have errors or problems that we're just like, I'm the failure, when it might actually be the tech? Giving permission to experiment, play, and fail is a supportive way to express trust, freedom, and openness to innovation. Yes, it is a chance to learn. Yes. Transformational and self-guided experiences teach students to take risks. So I usually start with snowflakes, and I tell the students that they'll be additively involved in the real world and have meaningful projects that will help them understand the subject better. So what I talk about is we start with snowflakes, and those with the smaller assignments, and then we put those snowflakes together, and then they become a snowball. And yes, you always learn when you make a mistake, absolutely. And then those snowballs and snowflakes eventually become an idea avalanche. And that, when we do these things, it's good for them to feel like they're growing and growing and growing something. Yet when it becomes that, avalanche, a little out of control, it is one of those things that we have to encourage them to let go, right? To trust that all the work that has come before, it'll all come together in the end. You can see in this picture, our flying whale, Esmeralda, provides the perfect leap into focusing beyond college resources and services. So let me zoom up here so you can see Esmeralda in flight. There she is. And we have a couple flying pigs. We have Phoebe and Floyd. And come back down. Sorry, that's a little fast. Okay. So our Jedi hub, we had a theme of rest, don't quit. And what we try to do every quarter is focus on a project that will help support students. Using the accept failure key to success unlocks this option. Just don't quit. The self-care wheel of wellness at the Jedi Hub. So where we're at right now is part of the Jedi Hub. And then we decided to expand our project. So our digital storytelling project encouraged self-care through engagement. And so we have the different topics of occupation and pursuit, expressive and spiritual, environmental and safety, social and relational, and intellectual and cognitive, and financial and security, and emotional and contribution, and physical and systemic. Okay. So, okay, we're gonna see, is this going forward? Come on, sorry, messed up the slides. This is a good example, making mistakes, right? Yes, the accept failure key, I will tell you, is the favorite key of the 24 keys to success that I give my students. So here is our Tower of Power, where you can get your self-care, superhero smoothies, and second breakfast. That's right. Fostering creativity and care has a direct overlap with mindfulness, aesthetics, and active multimedia making, opening to playing, laughing, and learning. making mistakes and moving on from them was easy to do when everyone works together. So I'm going to cam out here for a second because I want to be sure that folks are seeing the growth of our project over time. And you can see the little hub here. This is where we started our area where students could find resources and services to help support them in our college. And our prior projects are in the Sims over here, including the superhero's journey, our guided pathways, lots of lessons about leadership and imagination. Let me snap back. And how about you guys join me? And we'll go through the cave to our next area. Come on, let's see if I can move. Okay. As I met you for, I've had a few problems with SL. Not moving. So I'm going to encourage everyone else to go through the cave. Oh, saying my internet connection is unstable. All right. See, he's so stuck. You can see here's our next spot. All right. You guys made it. Excellent. And thank you for your patience as I'm having a little tech issues. All right. So this is our new self-care wheel of wellness area. And this last quarter, my students have expanded it into our transformational trails. So we're looking forward to sharing some of that next time. Okay, so thank you. One thing I'm going to mention is that even though I was born in Japan, I was only there for a couple months until my head became solid, and I'm very bad at other languages. So if you see how much I struggle trying to pronounce things, thank you for being understanding. I'm great at illustration, not so great at saying things. So you can see that this project also included a fair amount of my learning systems that I tend to stack on top of each other. Okay, let's see if I can get this to go. Oh, my card is not working. Okay, there we go. All right. Fostering creativity. I need to be more patient. Fostering creativity and care directly overlaps with mindfulness, aesthetics, and active multimedia creation, encouraging play and laughter and learning. Making mistakes. Why does it go back to that? Hold on. See, this is good, guys. I'm getting to make lots of mistakes. Are you enjoying the show? We often joke in class that, like it makes everyone feel better when I'm the one who makes all the mistakes. So we're going to be looking at these different Japanese philosophy and aesthetics and connecting them with the seasons. So wherever we are and wherever we live, we are often affected by the seasons. And so what I try to do is, integrate many different things together in order to, make things complex, but then also to simplify and build a system around them. So in this project, I was trying to focus on not just the colors, but also our seasons and different elements as well. So seasons shift as we spin around the sun, and elements become symbols of action and creativity. So the Japanese philosophy and seasonal system. So spring is a season. Let me move the camera so you can see this a little better. Spring is a season of renewal, beginnings, new growth, and opportunities. Summer is a season of energy, vitality, exploration, and togetherness. Autumn is a season of change, cooperation, reflection, and gratitude. And winter is a season of stillness, acceptance, resilience, and perseverance. Do you have a favorite season? Yes, me too, Buffy. Spring. Ah, winter. Excellent. Yeah. And when you're in your season, aren't you awesome? Excellent. Oh, good. Yeah, lots of summers. Wonderful. Wonderful. You guys are action packed. You guys are action packed, for sure. So one of the things that I'm seeing in the problems I'm having with my note card is putting things in a different order than are actually in here. So again, mistakes, we're gonna embrace them, right? So so let's look at these different philosophies, and I will continue to click on my speakeasy, but you know, if it gets a little too crazy, uh, please forgive me, but we're embracing these mistakes, right? Yep, Nelly, right now we're having like one of the hottest days ever this year, my house. And we're not used to getting over 75, and it's in the 80s right now. So we're melting a little bit. So we could use some of that winter for us too. So cousin philosophy is continuous improvement. So embodying the mindset that is focused on learning from failure. By focusing on small, manageable, incremental changes, individuals and teams can adapt and evolve after setbacks. It helps turning mistakes into guiding stepping stones toward success. So Kaizen, or continuous improvement, reflects on the constant growth and opportunities for progression associated with spring. The concept of falling forward resonates with the Japanese proverb, fall 7 times and stand up 8, which emphasize the importance of resilience and learning from setbacks. 3D building achievement awards, such as this pincushion, underwent numerous iterations and challenges. So you'll be able to see this pincushion as we migrate through our spaces. So Liam's mouse pincushion, this is its version 8 in our social and relational area of focus and our wheel of wellness. And we finally told him he had to just stop. That was 8 was enough times. 8 was enough times. Okay, Mawashi. So this is the idea of having groundwork and consensus building. This emphasizes creating an environment where everyone feels heard and involved. Oh boy, yikes. I'm sorry, looking at fire, the thunderstorms warning, gotta be careful. Nemawashi values the idea of avoiding conflict, fostering harmony, ensuring everyone's voice is acknowledged, and decision-making is smoother and more inclusive. And sometimes this is a hard thing to do, right? Hard thing to do. And what we try to do is be sure that everyone has a chance and has a voice in our projects so that we can apply what they do. So you can see on the slide, I've also explained sort of the meaning of the different root meanings of the words. Okay, good. I'm glad everyone's inside and you're not going to get wet. And so you can see the kanji also helps express what these ideas mean as well. So now actually groundwork preparation. So the idea of going around the roots refers to the behind-the-scenes process of quietly consulting and gathering a consensus before making a decision. This process ties into the act of planting seeds and laying a foundation for future growth, akin to the renewal associated with spring. Students collaborate on course wiki pages in classes to ensure inclusion and to deepen their understanding how connected their different ideas are. And so this picture also includes my students who are working together online and in the classroom. Okay, here's a tough one for me. Obligatory philosophy, the non-comparison growth. This philosophy serves as a reminder to focus on self-improvement, encouraging individuality and growth without comparison to others. It represents the 4 different trees. So representing trees that are blooming at the same time in their own unique colors and characteristics. It symbolizes the idea that everyone grows and flourishes at their own pace. So this emphasizes individual growth without comparison and resembles the diverse blooming spring flowers in its own beautiful way. The philosophy encourages valuing personal growth and uniqueness rather than making comparisons to others. It inspires focus on our unique journey and celebrates individually and celebrates, and along with diverse paths takes life. Oh, my internet connection is a little muddy. Okay, give me a second to see what you guys are looking at. Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, I try very much to be sure that I blend what's happening in our live classroom and my students were online on Zoom and students were in Second Life all at the same time. It's a fun dance. And you can see in this picture that the students work on teams and they get to explore different topics, but they also work on building that engagement between each of them. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind at how slow the speaking is going. So thank you guys for being patient. So I wanted to just pan out here for a second to see how we have these different colorful trees. And that's one thing that, once the students start seeing what the possibilities are in world, then they get more and more creative and they want to emphasize, what we can add to the project to help support their work. Okay. Here's our next one. Wasabi. Playfulness and creativity. Well, we can't help it but have that happen here, right? This mindset fosters curiosity and experimentation, using play as a tool for discovering new ideas and perspectives. Engaging in playful activities that spark joy, creativity, connection helps explore new concepts, releases stress, and strengthens relationships. Don't you guys think a bit of play really does help? Yeah. Excellent. And I do apologize that my speakeasy and what I'm saying are not in sync, but thank you for being very patient with me. So Wasabi concept of playfulness mirrors carefree, lively energy of summer. So all you summers out there, it's a time for relaxation and enjoyment, but we incorporate play that serves as the purpose of teaching emotional regulation. It helps students develop strategies to manage disappointment, such as mindfulness or even breathing exercises. It also emphasizes creating a supportive environment where students feel safe and sharing their struggles. So you can see on this slide, we have the glass case of emotion from Anchorman. So we were having very frustrating days, and Doyle had suggested that we needed to add this to our project, and you'll see it a little later on. And then our my philosophy, the trust and dependence in relationships. In teamwork, it translates to support each other, sharing responsibilities, and acknowledging that relying on teammates fosters stronger bonds. This emotional alliance promotes harmony and interdependence within relationships. Now, I know there's a bunch of us that can struggle with this, including myself. And I have to say, we've had the best opportunities to learn how to use this philosophy in world. So this concept of dependency in relationships is associated with the warmth and closeness of summer gatherings. This mindset fosters resilience, persistence, and encouraging individuals to persevere through challenges by viewing failure as part of the journey to success. So our environmental and safety area and our self-care includes a tree house and pillow fort to hang out and to be protected with friends. All right, then we got the WA philosophy, balance, harmony, and collaboration. Awe emphasizes a shared sense of purpose, collaboration, mutual respect, and peaceful interaction amongst individuals working together. It reflects the graceful idea that the collective is more important than individual desires. It promotes building harmony, peace, and balance within relationships, environments, and society as a whole. While the concept of harmony resembles unity and balance of vibrant yet synchronized nature during summer. I'm also thinking about synchronized dancing, right? The dedicated work of volunteer contributions of members of the Virtual Worlds Education Consortium exemplify this form of leadership and harmony, offering students and fellow educators valuable experiences and benefits. Okay. We're going to move to our next area. So let me try to get my things up. So what we're going to be doing is walking through the different parts of my students' self-care lessons and projects. We're a little under construction as well. So follow the path. I also put a few arrows down so maybe you can see those too. We're going to stop here in the pink flowers. Oh, run into a tree. That looks good. Sorry. I'm having fun with the fact that I'm having a challenging tech day, and I appreciate you guys being patient with me. Okay. So what I'm gonna pan out here so you can see a little bit more. So when we first started working on this project, one of the first things when we were talking about self-care that the students wanted was this giant cat. And I will encourage you guys, feel free to sit on the cat or hang out here while I'm doing this. That cat, Nyla, became part of the inspiration of many of the other things that happen within this space. All right, now we're moving into autumn, fall. So the Hansei philosophy of self-reflection, it focuses on learning from experiences, introspection, on achievements, and striving for continuous improvement, while fostering personal and professional growth and accountability. sometimes it's hard to look back. The continual pursuit of improvement encourages taking responsibility for mistakes and shortcomings without dwelling on guilt or negativity. I'm feeling pretty good with you guys. Thank you. And I need to be more patient as this is working. And thank you guys for your patience. And that obviously my internet is not being my bestest friend. So hindsight, the self-reflection, aligns with the introspective mood of autumn, a time for reflection on achievements and lessons. Practicing reflecting on fumbles or setbacks helps identify lessons and areas of improvement. Identifying teachable moments emphasizes accountability, humility, transforming failures into stepping stones forward that are future successes rather than barriers. So you can see this picture here with Bella's guitar. So she had made the guitar to go in their area, but we couldn't get it to scale down. So we decided to make it a landscaping feature to embrace that mistakes can inspire others. And so now you can actually use the guitar to go up and down from the beach to our Zen garden. Arigato, philosophy of gratitude. Arigato encourages finding reasons to be thankful even in the face of difficulties. It's a way of fostering resilience and positivity. The phrase thank you expresses humility, respect, and fostering harmony and contentment. It serves as a reminder to focus on gratitude as a source of strength, source of strength and happiness. So gratitude reflects appreciation for the autumn harvest season and nature and abundance. So what we need to do is model failure positively. Sharing your own experiences of failure and how you overcame them helps normalize the concept of failure. So as an instructor, I tend to point out when I've made an epic mistake. This demonstrates to students how to approach challenges with a calm and problem-solving attitude. And one thing that I do try to do quite often is to give tours. And this is last year's tour, picture of it. And it's nice when students can join and participate. And I have them present all the time. So we have a good time, laughing it up when we get stuck or have mistakes. Yes, to choose to focus on, that is really important. And like you said, Nellie, that notion of we have to lead by example, right? So we need to be sure that we're constantly showing the students how they can handle such things. And we work on laughing a lot. Oh, I don't know, but they complain I'm the hardest teacher they have. So if they keep coming back, there's a little love there, maybe. So Shihara philosophy. So this is about mastery and innovation. So the progressing through our learning stages involves adhering to these rules. So she breaking away to innovate, pa to transcend, and then go into mastery. So, it's a notion of being sure that the students see that they don't instantly know everything, that they have to go through this process. Mistakes provide insight and experience, aiding learnings in their journey toward mastery. So you can see in this picture, the students are working in our sandbox, and they all start with simple building blocks there. The stages of learning align with the process of mastering skills and cultivating knowledge during this reflective period. This principle encourages teamwork that evolves into seamless cooperation and fluid and intuitive collaboration. Wax on and wax off. And I apologize again, my speakeasy is a little off than what we're doing. Gamma, patience, resilience, and perseverance. So now we're getting into winter. And I know there was one of the winters in there, so yay. It embraces challenges and setbacks with patience, composure, and grace under pressure. Rather than being discouraged by failure, it encourages persistence with stoic resilience, determination, and civility while fostering unity and mutual support in difficult situations. So Gamma, the philosophy of endurance, represents the strength to endure harsh times, much like weathering the winter's cold. Encouraging growth mindset involves emphasizing the importance of the effort, persistence, and improvement over an innate talent. Use language that emphasizes progress, such as "you're improving, keep going," rather than solely praising success. So you can see this picture here, that in learning to simplify, Tom enhanced his adaptation skills, creating complex and large 3D models that aligned with his branding. And so I'm gonna get a little closer so you can see how he was building his brand, his logo for himself in 3D, and then also made these tokens, gold coins that people can pick up. Okay, I know I can't say this one. Hitchhiker, acceptance and adaptability. It conveys acceptance of circumstances beyond one's control, rather than resisting it, to emphasize endurance, grace, and adaptation. When applying to failure, it encourages letting go of regret and focusing on actionable next steps, fostering a forward-looking approach. And I know that a lot of us love to solve problems. And so this is definitely part of that we accept and then we adapt and we move forward. Acceptance of the inevitable mirrors the inevitable of nature's cycles, embracing winter stillness. The roll of the dice becomes a way of practicing acceptance and adaptation and letting go. Oh, so hard. Releasing frustration and stress over things that cannot be changed. So to illustrate that, I have my students do our digital storytelling dice, and we roll those to tell stories. And recently I had a few experiences that people wanted to have sequels from the stories that they built. It was really fun. The Insu philosophy is wholeness and authentication. Insu is a Zen Buddhist symbol of a circle created with a single breath, representing the present moment and the paradoxical coexistence of fullness and emptiness. The complete circle embodies the idea of nothing, nothing is ever truly complete, to leave room for imagination and interpretation. So I want to imagine, like, drawing the circle, just going around and around and around. Insu, the circle of life, connects the eternal cycle of the seasons, symbolizing completion and quiet harmony during winter. It represents enlightenment and acceptance of the imperfect and the unity of simplicity and complexity. This brushstroke takes us from philosophy to aesthetics, embodying the principle of beauty and artistic taste. And we can see this picture here, Jordan is creating her celebration key to success on the shore. And so having my students work on their different keys to success also builds many different lessons. So they have to create 3D versions of it. All right, we are ready to move on to our next area. How's everyone holding up? So, okay, good. So be walking here through, this is the physical and systemic area. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. We also, when the students were trying to come up with things that related to the physical, a lot of them talked about, when they need to be out in nature. And so we built a little area where you can be in nature. Then we're migrating here into more of our area that includes occupational pursuits. And you can see, I'm going to scroll here a little bit so you can see a little bit more. And I'll advance my speakeasy while we're doing that. You can see also that the place that we eventually migrated to, oh, that's connection, messed. Our next area that we're going to be working on is our transformational trails. I mentioned that before. And you can see here we are amongst the stars. So we're shifting from philosophy to aesthetics. So Japanese aesthetics are deeply connected with the seasons as well and thoughtful experiences. So spring is a time of renewal and gentle beauty. Summer is a time of vibrancy and energy. Autumn, a time of reflection and subdued beauty. And winter, time of quiet and profound depth. And thank you for being patient. I appreciate it. So mono no aware is a gentle melancholy appreciation for the transitions of life and its fleeting beauty, with sensitivity and empathy toward the ephemeral. In spring, the fleeting beauty of cherry blossoms is quintessential representation of this concept, symbolizing the transition of nature of life. Now, I'm more of the spring one, so I'm definitely paying attention to this stuff. So thank you, patience on this. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You can bring back your camera if you wish.
I'm sorry.
The colors are absolutely amazing. It's
Oh,
not just of, Second Life, but also your slides. My goodness. You truly are an artist.
thank you very much, Nellie. Thank you. So much of what I've been able to share with the MOOC and other opportunities, are really going to be emphasized in a book that I'm working to show my teaching and learning systems that include all the colors and how all these things align. So I'm so glad that they're inspiring and encouraging and a delight for your eyes and your mind.
Yes, there's, and I'm looking forward to the book. Yes, they do. You can't, help but feel kind of happy, joyful, just looking at them. I mean, I'm really connected to colors, so I kind of presume that everybody else is too, and I wonder if they are. Some people are colorblind, some men, most women are not. Um, but I'm wondering if we all have this feeling towards colors, or if it's an individual thing. I've never really studied it, but maybe you know something about color that I don't know. and people?
Yeah. Well, Nellie, so much of my life has been research and experiences in building up color communication. And my first book, Action Packed Superheroes, is about that research and study and how people can use color to communicate and show off their intentions. And so much of what I build upon is through that research and investigation to help people. And everyone can have, different opinions and different experiences, but there's, some universalities that we do have with each other through color. And I'm really grateful that I've had so many opportunities to experiment and research and present in order to find if these things, are universal for folks, but also to find the things that may make people feel uncomfortable too. And so that's one reason why I try my best to make choices and brightness to encourage people to feel like they're safe in the spaces that we work in. But I know for myself, I need my bright colors to energize me and keep me going. So I'm really grateful for these opportunities to, share things in the virtual world, these studies in different spaces, but also, out there in the world. So, so I
Yeah,
thank you for your insight,
thank
and I
you.
encourage everyone, to share.
Yeah.
And I'm,
Yeah, I
oh,
was
sorry,
saying,
Nellie,
yes,
go
I'd
ahead.
love to hear people's thoughts, their takeaways, how they feel about color, how they felt about the colors in the presentation, as well as the words. I mean, what did it do for you? Um, if you could share that. It did a lot for me, I can tell you. It did,
Yeah,
it,
oh, I would love to hear that.
yeah.
I would love that, hear that. And when we get up to the Tower of Power, it'll give everyone also a chance to choose where they would like to sit, and maybe it will be based on the colors that inspire and encourage them too.
And also the color of the seasons, um,
Yes.
you know, um, what colors, bright colors, does winter evoke in you? Not just the dreary colors, but what bright colors.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'll pan out here for a second. My other sim over here, which are nicely hosted by Utopia, I go through the seasons to showcase those philosophies and those ideas as well. And we actually use winter as the space that we focus on imagination and so forth. So to give us those sort of things that we can do in virtual worlds, right? That we can bring people into these different environments and to talk about the different feelings that we might have based on them. So let's see. Andrea, yay. Thank you. Oh, good, good. Wonderful. I'm happy to hear that. And some of you may know that I also am an apparel designer, and so I make a lot of clothing that are in these bright colors. And it's nice to be able to have people come up and purchase such things based on the colors that they really love. And I have in world as well. Okay, no more shameless plugs. I'll continue on my presentation. Thank you guys so much for sharing, and Nellie, thank you for emphasizing to encourage people to participate actively with the presentation too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank
So,
you. Yeah.
I don't know, where.
No,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. I didn't. I guess there's a lag, but go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Oh, thank you, Skipper. Thank you. So use failure as friendly activities. So introducing low-stake activities such as brainstorming sessions, group challenges, or puzzles is where students can safely experience failure. Fostering collaboration helps students to learn from each other's mistakes and to support each other. So I always like to provide wings for my students, and we always like visiting Fantasy Fair as a favorite space. It is short lasting, right? And it inspires a lot of imagination.
Yeah, I love the wings.
Uh,
I'd love to have wings like that.
Go ahead.
But you see, that's what's great about
Yeah.
Second Life, you know?
Yeah.
You can't do this in a in-person classroom unless you're showing Second Life and everything. So I think I can't think of a better way to capture the colors and the philosophy and the emotions and aesthetics and everything that you do, except in an environment such as this one for students and for teachers.
Absolutely, absolutely. And now I will share that even when a student can't come in world, being able to do share screening with students makes them feel like they're part of the environment. I am impressed that nobody asked for a break when we were in world. Um, so the central aspect of this Japanese aesthetic and culture is also often translated as cute or adorable, reflecting a sense of innocence and playfulness and charm that evokes warmth and affection. The lighthearted and playful aspects of spring with blooming flowers and pastel colors reflect the charm and innocence that is celebrated in Kyoto. So we work with a lot of organizations in world, including the brain energy support team. And this next slide shows up. We'll see. I'm trying to be really patient with the slides showing up. People will say I'm patient, but the truth is I'm just stubborn. So let's see, I'm gonna click it again. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you can see my students we're filming playing D&D with Namara, and at the Brain Energy Support Team. And we are connected with them, and their members are able to go through our superheroes journey to see the connections of what they have gone through having a brain injury. So GAWA celebrates effort and learning and rewards students for trying and experimenting, even if the outcome isn't perfect. It encourages reflection, what went well, and what can be improved. The iterative process, design thinking, and decisive media projects involves researching, doing, reviewing, and improving. And we do a lot of iteration, even though students, they don't like it, they just want to be perfect the first time. But it does help them learn how to work together. So Eugen is the mysterious and profound beauty that hints of something beyond what is visible and evokes feelings of awe and wonder. The profound beauty of a misty forest or moon rising on a warm summer night captures the mysterious depth of you. That makes me think I need to add more fog. We've been adding some fog. You reflects the unseen and unspoken beauty beneath the surface, hinting at something greater than what is directly experienced. It embodies the quiet power of suggestion and imagination, and evokes a profound sense of connecting with the universe. And here we are in a big group hug. Are you in this picture? E. So effortless sophistication and chick style, often complemented by a touch of playfulness and individuality. Summer festivals and Yukon fashion beautifully express Iki, blending the chick philosophy and carefree enjoyment. Oh, thank you. Iki is effortless elegance and individuality that is expressed through understated style that avoids being overdone or flashy. So, Coco Chanel often talked about that when you're getting dressed, you put all your stuff on and then take one thing off, and then you're good to go. It celebrates personal expression by balancing modesty with distinctiveness, and personal narratives thrive here. Okay, we're gonna move forward here. And thank you guys so much for being patient with my tech issues. So we're going to continue to follow the path. And I'm looking at the time, so I'm also trying to pay attention to that. And this is our next one. And as I promised, the glass box of emotion is here. and you can come anytime and use it. Okay, so I'm going to pan out here for a second so you can see Bella's guitar. So here we're in the Zen garden, which is part of our expressive and spiritual area study. Wabi Sabi, a philosophy of beauty, the beauty of imperfection, impermanence, and authentic. This appreciates the aged, weathered, and humble. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. And I will share with you all that one reason why I scheduled this to be an hour and a half is because I recognize that there was a little bit more. And what I will encourage is if you have to go on the hour, please feel welcome to come back here anytime and connect with me. I'm happy to give more tours. So with Wabi Sabi, the fleeting nature of imperfect beauty, of fallen leaves in autumn or weathered landscapes deeply resonates with this philosophy. Beauty and accomplishment without overcompensation embraces incompleteness and imperfection. It emphasizes appreciating things that are unfinished and evolving. Wabi Sabi encourages valuing the journey and the process over the final product. It teaches us to recognize that nothing is perfect and to simply let it go. So you can see on this picture, we had a good laugh when importing mesh models that turned out to be too big. And this happened many times in our class. We laugh about how we bring in these mesh models that block out the sun. And that and with Bella, it was very fun that her calming locus, which was a whole philosophy that she wanted to have within the space, was anything but calm. And you can see we shrunk it down. We got it to the right size. Wilkinson, symmetry or irregularity that acknowledges the charm of imbalance and imperfection, the asymmetrical beauty of autumn foliage and its varied colors and organic patterns embodies this aesthetic. I know there's several of you guys that are very autumn fall people. This aesthetic embraces organic forms and spontaneous, unplanned elements. While it appears unstructured, it often involves thoughtful arrangement that looks effortless and yet harmonious. Stumbling becomes a subtle intentionality. So we have quarterly showcase presentations that will often reveal the curated uniformity of the students' work while appealing trouble-free. It's a lot of fun for them to find their way. That once they've seen all their work together, like, oh my gosh, this all comes together. It seems a little chaotic at the time. Shibuchi, the subtle, understated elegance viewed with depth and complexity. This embodies the silent modesty and the natureness of hidden details within snow and covered landscapes, as well as the stark simplicity of winter. Citation is a calm and enduring beauty that involves serenity and contemplation. Encourage reflection after setbacks by guiding students through considered questions such as, what did we learn? What can we do differently next time? Use the journey. I have my students do essays every week. So they use their journal essays or group discussions to process these moments. So we like to take those breaks and have regroups. Nellie, thank you for sharing that landmark. Everyone is welcome to these spaces to explore. Oh, looks like internet connection. Thank you guys for being patient with me as I'm going through these things. I hope that those of you who are in world with me, are camming around and are looking at what's happening. Okay. So why don't we move over to this next area? I'm gonna can see that my connection is not working so well. So give me a moment, please. Okay, we're going to move over to our next area, and we're going to walk through our safety and environment area. This is where we have our pillow fort. I'm sure we all like to hide in those sometimes. And then we're going to be coming over to this area where you can see a table. I'm sorry, my connection's being really weird, so it's hard for me to walk. So please follow the arrows, not me. Thank you. Awesome. So for some of you who are part of the nonprofit commons, you can see this is where I was photographing some content for our upcoming birthday tea. You can see that we got this fun table here where you can actually sit and have a food fight with people. It's hilarious. I would not suggest getting on the roundabout thing here. It can make you very dizzy, but I will encourage you to come down to the beach and see that there's other places that you can sit and play. Go ahead and try out the seesaws. In many of the spaces that we try to create, the students want to be sure that we include some spots that are not so serious. And so this is definitely the not so serious area. Andrew, be careful. Okay, be careful. Be careful. And I can see the seesaws are a little out of control. Look at this. We're embracing a lot of Bobby Sobby here at the beach. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And Sheila, if you have a seat at the dining room table, it'll give you a chance to throw food and have a big fun food fight. Excellent. Okay. So here we are. We're going to talk about Ikigai. So Ikigai is Japanese concept that translates to the reason for being. And I often talk about this in my classes quite a bit to help my students, find a way to find their purpose, to understand why they're doing things, and to thematically put things together. It embodies the essence of finding purpose in life. By embracing these guidelines, you can cultivate balance and fulfilling life, both academically and personally. I'm going to try to get things catch up with me while I'm here. And let's see. Okay. I apologize. And I'm having such tech issues. But what it does also is help us, be playful and forgiving of ourselves as well. So joyful intention is the spark that ignites your aspirations, fuels your sense of responsibility, make positive difference in your world, and to navigate your life's mission with optimism and hope. And do not let urgency urge you on. Let the love of your life's mission lead you forward. I'm sorry, I keep getting, my internet is unstable. So thank you for being patient with me. Because I'm having this unstable issue right now, those of you who are in world, I appreciate your patience. So stay curious, always be active and eager to learn new things. Curiosity can lead to your discovery of your passions and keep you doing things that you love. Take time. Don't rush through your studies or activities. Enjoy the process and learn your own pace. Start projects early and take it slow if needed. Turn in your work on time. You guys have a late policy? I'm starting to really crack down now. Enjoy life without rushing, and this approach also helps you improve your quality of life. Eat mindfully. Pay attention to what you eat and how much. Eat healthily can boost your energy and focus. Fill your mind and body with nutritious food and maintain better health. I'm always pushing on my students to be sure they've had their second breakfast for class. You guys like second breakfast? It's pretty crucial for me. Build relationships. Surround yourself with supportive and friends who encourage and inspire you. Make new friends while at school. Build projects and spend time with friends to share stories and advice and fun. Stay active. If you can, incorporate physical activities in your routine. Movement can improve both your physical and mental health. Regular exercise is crucial for a long and healthy life. Smile often. Keep a positive attitude and find reasons to smile every day. Smiling releases happy chemicals in your brain, significantly boosting your overall well-being. My middle name, which is Japanese, Emiko, means smiling child. Connect with nature. Spend time outdoors to relax and recharge. Treat yourself to stepping outside to rejuvenate and find peace. Be grateful. Appreciate the small things in life and express gratitude regularly. Give thanks for what you have and the people in your life. Live in the moment. Focus on present instead of worrying about the past or the future. Know now. Wow. This one's a hard one for me though. As a futurist, it's really hard to live in the now sometimes. Follow your passions. Pursue activities and subjects that you love and excel in. This will help you discover your purpose and stay motivated. following your ikigai by focusing on what you love and what you excel at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. Create an ikigai mind map. One of the things that brings me joy is creating learning systems to make complex concepts approachable, accessible, and artful. I enjoy encouraging others to define and refine their purpose so they can actively pursue it. Don't you? Risk is required, and the mind maps can help guide you. I teach infographics and data visualization, so I make a lot of these kind of things. And then this is my design model for teaching design thinking and the scientific method. I like to compare the two processes side by side in a colorful way. These approaches are more similar than you might think. They are both systematic, iterative process aimed to solving problems and generating new ideas. Both methods encourage hands-on approach and critical thinking and learning from failures. They are both about discovery and improvement. Okay, we're gonna head over to the path here so we can go up top to Tower of Power. Let me see if I can find this real quick. It might be easier to teleport. One sec. I'm going to try to grab Plural, and I'm going to put it in chat. Make it easier for you all, unless you want to follow me, and I'm going to go up the spiral staircase. Don't have any guardrails on this, just to warn you. But since I'm having so much trouble, I think teleporting might be our better option. So I'm going to teleport too. See, I'm wandering off. Mistakes are happening. Oh boy. Oh, I'm stuck. So when you get up to the top of the Tower of Power, you'll be able to have a seat, or you can continue to stand. When the students and I first were working on this space, we were trying to build something like the hub that we have in the other spot, and so much trouble. And we came across this build, and they were like, that's what we need. And then they wanted to be sure that we color coded everything. We have a lot of interesting lighting in this space as well. And you'll find a second breakfast at each one of these stations. And so it gives you a chance also to think about your color thoughts. And if we've lost someone, can you please offer them the teleport? Thank you. So let's see how I do up here. I appreciate you guys' patience. Now, part of what I wanted to include in this talk was also embracing artificial intelligence tools and using it as an adventure. How many are using AI tools in your classes? So all the pictures that you're going to see in this set of slides are Dungeons and Dragons characters that were generated in Adobe's Firefly. And we use Dungeons and Dragons for many assignments. So we recognize the value of enhancing creativity and exploratory learning. Interactive AI tools can make learning more engaging, enjoyable, and boosting your motivation. So real quick looking at the time, part of what I will encourage on this is, since I'm having some tech issues, it may also give us an opportunity to again embrace the imperfection, right? And the slides here actually navigate through a couple different tools that we utilize in my class. And I give them very specific citation guidelines that they need to use, which include, detailing which tool they utilized, what prompt, what it is, and a bit of a description of the use that they created. So not only are they using the tools, they are teaching the tools. So I'm gonna apologize that I'm still very internet heavy right now. So I think it might be in my best interest and to support everyone else to give us a chance to kind of be a little more open in the discussion. And that in our school, I know that we have a few struggles with some instructors utilizing or wanting to support the use of artificial intelligence, and so trying to encourage people, if they're using artificial intelligence tools, that they're also having the students explain the process that they go through using them. And it's to the point where now my students are starting to do little presentations for other faculty to help support them. I've developed guidelines so that the students can know if they're allowed to use artificial intelligence. My college has also embraced the use of levels of artificial intelligence use in class that are similar to what I've developed. So they have like a level 0, you can't use it at all the way to 3, where you're really assigned to use it, and to support the students to use it sparingly, be sure they're doing the citation, and also giving a chance to experiment. So they have certain assignments that they are supposed to use this technology. And to think about that, using the different types of tools gives them a chance for failure in flight. So remember, we want them to fall so that they can fly. So we have generative tools, we have interactive tools, we have predictive tools, and analytic tools. And, depending on what you teach, you may be using different types of tools. So those generative ones, I have my students utilize to learn art history and art movements. And in this case, you can see Christopher's imagery that he had the same prompt for the different types of art. And he used Adobe's Firefly to do this. We use Copilot as a way for students to do research and to have a bit of a brainstorm with Copilot about different ideas and so forth. And Lindsay, who inspired us to have Nyla, our comfort cat, she was able to walk through many different ideas and projects and to research and to use Copilot as our old-fashioned, old-school Eliza, to do research that also makes the students engage directly and answer questions and ask questions. Predictive tools allow us to analyze and communicate different ideas. And so, for example, my students using the different types of characters in Dungeons and Dragons and comparing them to real jobs in the world to analyze their strengths, weaknesses, the opportunities, and threats within those different types of characters and roles. And analytical. So this is a tool that can analyze and investigate. And so when my students are given the challenge of developing branding, they can use tools like this to have a better understanding of what people search for, or they think about. And in this case, Heather was able to develop a new logo for our brand new club that is SEEN, which is the Creative Enterprise and Entrepreneurial Network. And a notion of floating off and creating new things using these tools. She came up with the dandelion puffs, which are now we use anytime we do any events physically. There's our puffs. And a picture of VWMO students, a special event. And so really encouraging using these tools as an assistant. And then this picture here, I always try to share my favorite snapshots of the year. And my favorite of the year is when I got to meet Buffy in the real world. So trying to encourage folks to really get out there and try different things. Yeah, it was a beautiful time. So because I had so many tech problems, I do need to apologize for all of that. But I hope that through this process, it's given us a chance to explore together and to generate different ideas. And like Ellie mentioned, talking about color. And then you need to see my kitties, Iki and Insu, who are both different aesthetics, as we talked about. They're sisters and good little girls. Yay. Okay. So I'm apologizing. I had so many tech problems as we went along. But how about we open it up as a chance to talk about how you like to embrace failures and mistakes in your classroom, how you like to use color and how it inspires you, and how now is a good time for us to all support each other even when we do fail.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Yes, I would like to ask because I know that we have all, had issues, tech issues, things that didn't work, maybe classroom issues with our students in person or online, and how we feel and, what do we do to get over it? I would really be curious what other people have to say. I know what I do.
Yes. Well, what do? You start the lead.
I breathe because I find that we don't breathe when things go wrong. We stop breathing. We forget that we are supposed to breathe, as humans. I mean, we need to breathe, right? And we forget because we're stressed. So, that's the first thing we stop doing when we're frustrated and so on. So I stop, pause, and breathe.
I like that. I like that. Breathing is important. So let's see, Elizabeth. See, everyone in the sector
Breathe.
has tech issues.
Anyone else? What do you do? I used to say this isn't happening. This can't be happening. I don't do that anymore, because and sometimes I even laugh, like you do. I just laugh or listen to music,
Absolutely.
loud music,
Yes.
60s
Yes.
or 70s, like really loud.
Absolutely. That's I have playlists that I have play for the students that start a class and during breaks and at the end of class. Thank you, Buffy, for your kindness on that. The students won't dance with me, but they get to laugh when I do dance because I love to dance. And then the notion of laughing, Nellie, that's always been a natural law amongst my friends that if you're laughing, you're breathing.
That's right.
Andrea, to stand up and go
That's a
around.
good point. Yeah, that's breathing too. The minute you're walking, you're breathing. You have no choice because, yeah, walking around is great. Go around your chair. That's funny. Yeah. And sit
Yeah,
down.
absolutely.
I love that.
So it sounds like we all got to remember to breathe. I tell my students when I weld, when I'm welding steel, I hold my breath. So I need to not do that doing other things. But you got to concentrate when you're welding. um, and I think having companions who understand what you're going through. So I think everyone who's joined us today has the understanding of like I'm falling apart here. Thank you for being patient with me.
But the
Let's
thing
see,
is that
Ellie.
nobody knows that you're falling apart because you did a great job.
Oh,
And you kept saying, thank you for being patient. And I think we're all thinking, everything's going fine from our end. We don't know what you're experiencing. I know because I know what this is like. But, people don't know that you're experiencing anything. So if you go around, let's say if you're in an in-person class and you tell your students, thank you for being patient with me. And they don't know what you're talking about. Like, why should we, like, what happened? And I think Ellie mentioned something that I shared that I wanted to say before, that she says, I like making mistakes in front of my students so that they see that we do, and approaching it with humility and patience teaches them how to handle it in front of their students. Yeah, that's for teacher educators. But I like it because my students, students really like it, and they've told me, that they like it when teachers make mistakes. It makes them feel, more connected to the teacher because, some teachers act, they don't act like that, but students feel that they act as if they know it all and that they're perfect. And, their life is, that's how they come on as, which is not true, of course. So students love it when we make mistakes. So even if you don't make mistakes, just make a mistake to make them feel good is my
Yeah,
opinion. Yeah.
absolutely.
I love that purple, by the way. That
Yeah.
was
But
amazing.
I would get in trouble if I did not show the audience the light and stuff in our project because the students worked really hard to be sure to get all their projects and work. And Nellie, one of the most famous things I ever was laughed at my desk. And so that has become, the thing that all students want to see again. And they make me laugh so hard that I hit my head. The good thing is I'm good at hitting my
That's
head.
good.
So thank you so very much for joining us today. And thank you for being part of this and sharing how you all handle mistakes and problems with humility and patience and kindness. You inspire so much that what happens in these spaces. And anytime you encounter my students, they are so appreciative of you and what you have to share with them. And hopefully with this presentation, it gives you a chance to embrace even more color and mistakes that become magical, amazing things.
Oh, I love
So
that.
thank you.
Mistakes are magical. Thank you.